to another Cut Above with Chris. I've just finished my head shave, 3 days growth. It went superbly well with this soap. I'm using obviously a different razor and brush. I'm using my Carnavis and Richardson and my Karve razor today. But the soap will be this Weekend in Malibu from Stirling. And to be fair, it's one of my favourite scents now as well. I've had a good smell of it, I've used it. The performance, as with most Stirling and all Stirling pretty much, is really, really good. Now, this was a sample that was sent to me from John. I'm not even going to attempt to butcher your name on camera, mate, but John sent me was it 9 samples, Stirling and Uncle John's, and I'm not sure the weight on the Stirling samples, but they are enough that you can squish them in a reasonably big tub, get a reasonably thick layer, and probably get 10 to 20 shaves out of it. Now, the scent on this, scent strength's easily a 6. But the scent of the soap is beautiful. It's like coconut. It's very much like St Bart's from Ariana and Evans, Virgin Island Waters from Creed. It's a coconutty, limey, sort of warm cologne type, fruity, tropical. It's a beautiful scent. I really like it. I don't know whether they buy this in like a batch of scented oil and they just pour it in. I don't know, but it's very nice, and I didn't get a reaction to it, so that's a big bonus. The brush I've got soaking in here is my 24mm Carnavis and Richardson brush. Now, this was a gift from Oive Chapo, or Alex Kaplan. I don't know how you know him, but look at that. So it's a 24mm golden nib, the golden nib knot. It's not very dense. It is easily the softest brush in my den, and believe it or not, even over the synthetics I have, the 25mm black wool fan knots, and turn and shave Watermans that I've used, this is the softest knot that I own. The tips on this, it's like a cloud, you feel nothing. There is no scrub, there's no stretch, no scratch, it's almost non-existent when you use it. Now, that has its upsides and its downsides. It's great if you have sensitive skin, without a doubt. It's phenomenal for that. Just wait again, look at that. The gel tips on it are exceptional. The handle that was made by Carnavis and Richardson is turned out of solid billet aluminium. It did have a little logo sticker on it, which would have been nice when it was brand new, but it looked real shitty with the time that I got it and polished the handle up. So I took it off. It's a shame they didn't go down the route of engraving it or doing something like that. I think that would just have finished this brush off. Right, that's me loaded. Look at that. I'm not going to waste time doing a massive load. I don't think it's required. This brush, albeit very soft, does make a very nice lather. And it certainly helps if you're having issues with irritation and you want a face lather. This is pretty much the ideal perfect brush for you. Now, these little tubs that I picked up as well, I'll just mention these. I picked these up from a shop over here called the Reject Shop. It's normally just, it's all cheap shit they sell. However, these tubs are made from 100% recycled plastic. They are 100% recyclable, and they're made in Australia. So that's win-win-win for me. I'll have them for a long time unless I give the samples away and piff them to anyone else, to let anyone else try them, but this scent's brilliant. So here we go with the Carnavis and Richardson Katie's Bubbles collaboration brush. Do the tips. I've got my Celtic shirt on today, having watched the game this morning at midnight until 2:30 in the morning. Celtic 1-5-1. Edouard scoring a hat-trick, and that's the first step towards hopefully 10 leagues in a row. First team in the history of Scottish football to do it, if it happens. Rangers and Celtic are both tied on 9 as the record. Rangers did win on Saturday. I mean, it was a horrendous game, but they did win. And at the end of the day, that's the games that win your leagues, the ones that are scrappy and messy and horrible. Now, another thing I want to mention now, this soap tastes exactly like it smells. It doesn't taste like shit. It tastes actually okay. I'm not going to run around eating Stirling weekend in Malibu, but if this was my desert island soap, I would be incorporating it with a coconut soup for sure. Actually, I take that back. There's a very light scrub off this brush, but it is so light it's not even really worth mentioning, but I will mention it anyway. I've turned the main lights above me off today for the face shave, just to see if it makes a difference. I find this camera is very, very good in sort of poor lighting conditions. It makes a big difference. And I think that is a much more natural look, I think, from what I can see on the little screen, as opposed to just chucking loads of unnatural light on my face. All I'm doing is just dropping a little bit of water into the knot every now and then. Just going to dip the tips and paint some water in. Now I can feel that this is a little bit airier and lighter than I normally have Stirling. I think I may have, I would say I've overhydrated it, but to be honest with you, it's a very hard soap to overhydrate. But I think I probably put just a little bit too much water in. The Karve Christopher Bradley razor, I've got a third use Gillette Platinum Plus. Is it a Gillette Platinum Plus? It is, there we go. Gillette Platinum Plus. Blade in there. Slowly getting more movement in my left wrist now. I've got absolutely no strength in it, but I do have, as you can see, a much better turning circle with it. Right, here we go. I've got the A plate on here. I've got 3 days growth, so it's a bit of a challenge for this plate. I may have to actually turn the the light's on. Not because the camera looks bad, because I can't really see shit. Yeah, I can see now. See how bright that makes me. It might look better with the lights on, I don't know. I might have just been talking shit. I'm going into the sink right now to get this chocolate block full of hair before I wet my face. Alright, so there's a lot of hair left over. So the razor's done reasonably well. So let's see how it goes. What's the chances? What is the freaking chances? Right, I'm back. I've been on the phone for about 15 minutes to the wife. So I wiped my chin off and put it back on the brush. However, I don't know how the lather's going to go, but you can probably see it has really aerated. It's just been sat there doing nothing for ages. So let's just see how this soap performs now, given the amount of time that it's just sat on the brush. In fact, I'm really impressed with that, because that doesn't even need hydrating anymore. I've managed to beat a little bit of the air out of it, but still a little bit airy. The good thing with Stirling is it's very slick, and that's what I'm looking for. So here we go, second pass across the grain. I'll say one thing, the blade's a little bit rough. Sort of lost my chain of thought there where I was going. It's across the grain, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to have to turn these lights off again, sorry. They're starting to flicker and go crazy. Starting to feel like I was in a disco there. Alright, so the blade feels a little bit rough, but not rough as in I feel like I'm going to get irritation from it, or it's not going to do its job. That's a massive difference in the beard reduction there. That's huge. I can really feel the difference. The slickness on the Stirling soap is exceptional as always. The scent is great. I haven't had a reaction to the soap, which for me is a big bonus, especially on strong scented soaps for sure. My next port of call with Stirling, to be honest with you, will be to try some of their EDTs. Which thankfully I can get from Peter over at the Artisan Arcade in Australia. I'll pop a link down below for that. It's a really nice guy. I mean, he sent me quite a lot of stuff, a lot of samples and bits and bobs, and that, can you hear that? It's not changing, it's like it's not cutting. The other side got it. this side feels smoother actually. It's just something to bear in mind when you get blades. Sometimes you'll get a blade that feels fantastic on one side and a little bit shitty on the other. Oh yes, Stirling slickness. There's very few things like it. So I'm not actually sure how well Peter's business is going over at Artisan Arcade. I know he sells brushes, he sells the EDTs, the balms. He also does the frost drops at Frost Drops. Oh yeah, that's beautiful slickness. Just gonna touch up around the lips now. I think this is a real testament to how good this soap is. It's one of the closest, smoothest shaves I've had in a while. Jesus, the water's freezing. And there we have it. Great post shave. Great performance, great scent. It's good stuff, man. I can't argue with Stirling products. The people that sell it, Rod and Mandy, they seem to be lovely, lovely people. I haven't really had much interaction with them, to be honest. I might have spoken to Rod once or twice, but even then I'm not 100% sure. I've spoken to so many artisans over the years. I'm just going to leave this not quite wet. I just want to show you this when you leave a lot of water in it. Look at that. And the water's dripping out of it. Just flick a bit more out. Just beautiful. And then if you flick most of the water out, you get left with that. And that is so soft. I can't describe how soft it is. I wish I could just send everyone a shot of it, just to feel how soft a gel tipped knot is. And this is pretty old school. This, I think that would be about 6 years old or something, this knot. The knots that you get these days, like Milton, he does a jelly knot. And Strike Gold Shape do one as well. Most of the guys do them now. Some making required. Oh god, it smells fantastic. But you can maybe see, let me just turn the defocus off. Hopefully you can see how nice the tips are on it. Now it's not a dense brush. You can see how little I can make that by squeezing it. But it is a beautiful knot. Right. Are we for blood? We have none. In fact, that's the best my skin has looked for quite some time, I have to say. Post shave feels very moisturised and smooth. Wow. The camera probably make it look like I haven't had a shave, because that's what this 4K thing sort of does to your face. 1080p is probably better for that regard. Codex Beauty, skin superfood. All I do with this stuff is I wet both hands, take the lid off, and one squirt. That's it. Now there's enough in this one squirt to do my whole face, forehead and pretty much my whole head again, which I will do. Wow. Now if you are looking to delve into Codex Beauty, this is the only product I would use generally from the whole setup, because it is a skin superfood. It's great on every part of your body, to be honest. I've been using it on my wrist, on my scars and things like that, and it's a very, very nice light cream that absorbs very quickly. Now the scent on it isn't the nicest, however the Codex Beauty haven't went into these products and into business to make nice smelling products. Now their soaps are nice smelling, but the actual creams and things like that just smell natural. You know, they use a natural preservative as well, the plant-based preservative. It's excellent stuff. This will last a very long time. It's not cheap. I think this is about, don't quote me, about $60 or $70 Australian. They do have an Australian website now, codexbeauty.com.au. They've got an American.com and they've got a European one. And they're all similar prices, but if you're in Australia, get it from .com.au. It is cheaper. And it's brilliant. It works really well. Weekend in Malibu, isn't it? Yeah. I had to think about that there. I've just used it for 2 shaves. Weekend in Malibu from Stirling, which I've transplanted into this little plastic tub here. This is the sort of sample size that you will get. Like you can see, it fills the whole bottom of the tub and it looks about that thick. And it's worth, in my opinion, if you just want to try loads of different scents, Stirling's the way to go. Good samples, eco-friendly packaging on the samples. The plastic wrap is 100% biodegradable as far as I'm aware. The brush today was the Carnavis and Richardson 24mm TGN gel tip knot, which is just phenomenal, and a massive thanks once again to Oive Chapo, Alex Kaplan, for sending me that brush to let me try. It was trying to get me into using a good quality badger. He sent me that and he wasn't wrong. The Karve Christopher Bradley razor, stainless steel, with the A plate and the Gillette Platinum Plus blade, which will be going in the bin now. I've done 3 shaves on it. Feels pretty rough on one side, really smooth on the other, and I am not a fan of that. Both sides should be spot on, this one isn't. And finished off today with Codex Beauty Skin Superfood, which is an excellent product. Leaves your skin feeling great and works. It will last a long time. It will last way longer than the serums and stuff that people are selling at the moment, I would think, because the serum does tend to go a little bit quicker. And with that, I'm done and dusted. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.